Welcome, guys. Welcome, lovers of life. This is Launa K, Launa K, a Namibian Youtuber, and you have tuned in, into the last or third story about my adoption story. I believe, before you have come here, if you haven't watched the first and the second, just go down below and watch it, and you will understand the story better. So without further ado, as I said, my name is Launa K, Launa K, a Namibian Youtuber. I'm just here to share with you about faith, candid stories, and vlogs. Yes, so about my adoption story. I am a wife, a mother of two, a grandmother of my biological two, and God has graced me to be a grandmother of my niece's daughter, and with her I have learned how to be a grandmother, and and I'm an auntie of my niece and nephews. I'm a daughter, I'm a niece, I'm a cousin, guys. So welcome to my story. Okay, so guys, as I've said, about my daughter asked me actually that, Mom, when am I going to have a sibling, and how we went into the adoption process, and how I was waiting for 6 months. And my ex-husband was supportive, but I think not fully, because the tribe where they come from, they are very people that are more into their people. They really, especially in particular in their house, they consider other tribes as and so on. So that faithful day, I went, as I told you. Okay, we went through the process, and the baby was to be born, and we're doing everything. And now think about it. I think the signs were already there that one day we're going to divorce. It's only that maybe I kept telling myself, no. Yeah, so guys, infertility is something I would not want to wish for a couple. Infertility is a prison that you are there. You can see things happening and you cannot have access to it. I found myself one day going to town, and I've seen a woman who was pregnant, and I found myself peeping behind the wall, like peeping, checking the person until the person was gone. Let me tell you this story. I think somewhere around 92, I found myself in the north, guys. And when I found myself in the north, guys, I went to a shop, guys. Guys, I went to a shop. When I went to this shop, guys, I did something terrible. This is how crazy a woman can become who is, in a confusion mode or stage of not understanding, why can I not conceive? I'm getting my period. Why can I not miss my period? And for those who are married, I'm having it. But, we go through things. And guys, you know what I did? I went into a shop, and guess what I stole? Guys, that time, guys, I stole baby clothes because somehow, somewhere, I believed I was pregnant. This is not something to be proud about it, but this is how worse it was getting into my head. And when I came home from the North, Miranda's mom was like, this is really getting serious. So guys, I found myself, I was having more of inferiority complexion. There were times where I felt I've been bullied of not having a second child. There were times I felt the blame, people blaming me of not having a second child. And guys, there were times rumors was going around that I did abortion. I did abortion. Me, a whole honor like this. I did abortion, and there were times where my ex-husband's parents or siblings concluded that my daughter Esther was not my daughter, because how could I have given birth but can't give their brother a child? So this child is not my child, and they believed she's not my child. They believed like that. She's not my child, she is my sibling. And you must understand, Esther looked like the father, so we don't really look alike. So that was enough for them to seal the cake and say, I'm making up the story. Having Esther is just a way of showing them that I can conceive. Then you must understand, their brother was 27 years old and did not have a child at that time. And the doctors spoke about the situation and everything. And you must understand, I refused to bow to the witch doctors because I don't want to go and be given a baby, a spooky child, a demon in a human, in the form of a human. Hey, so guys, I better adopt a sperm or a full human being. At the end of the day, I'm not in charge of my womb. I'm not in charge. I'm not in charge of the travel of the sperms. I'm not in charge. Just leave me alone, no. So guys, so that, I think it was on a Thursday, I went to see my childhood friend Zelda Domingo. Please, Miss Zelda, shout out to you. So I went to her and she gave birth. You must understand, whenever I used to go to people who gave birth, I never used to feel jealous. I used to celebrate them. But then I used to feel that I am not worth to be around them. I used to feel that I am useless. I'm not a mother enough to be around people who give birth. You know, that is how the devil can manipulate you psychologically. So I want to tell you, lady or brother, you are in a waiting process. It's not your fault. Don't blame yourself. Keep moving. Get busy. Do charity work. Raise your sister's children. Raise your brother's children. Take somebody from the village, from the community. Adopt yourself somebody, whether officially or not. Just get busy. There is something I understand. I thank God that through the process of my divorce, God had taught me, or God had made me to understand how to be single in an elder stage. And God has taught me to understand what it means to be married and you cannot have children. And the Lord has made me to understand how to have a child and the father is never there. And that is what has boosted the grace about counseling upon my life and the wisdom. People think I went to the university whatsoever to obtain this counseling. Sometimes I look at people who have been at varsities, how they do their counseling, and I'm like, yeah, can you just leave the subject and please put your stuff behind there? Yeah. So, but I give God the glory for the knowledge and the experience. Okay, guys. So I went to Zelda and I said, God, if my child is not born today or this day or this week, I'm fine. Not knowing that while I was at Zelda's place, the social worker already came at home. I went back home. My younger sister was like, big sis, the social worker was here and they said they want to see you. The baby is born. Oh my God. Guys, oh my God. During her birthday, I was, almost when you feel the thing here, you want to cry, but you don't want to cry. Oh my God. This was the happiest moment. The second happiest moment. Because when I gave birth to my firstborn, I was young and I was not allowed to express myself. So, my reason of wanting to have a child or adopt, I just want to experience, I wanted to experience. It was like I needed a reflection. Yes, praise God. My adopted child is a reflection of what I have lost. I wanted that of what I have lost with my biological child. It was like an enjoyment, an expression of a freedom that I was robbed from when I gave birth to my child. So I came to celebrate Esther's birth and existence through the birth of Titilayo. So my children, Esther is like an Old Testament and it is like a New Testament where Jesus said he have not come to subtract. It was like Esther and Titilayo are like a confirmation of God's plan for me as a mother. I'm trying to let you understand, guys. We don't adopt because we have lost faith in God. We adopt because we want to serve God. Yeah. So I came home. It was on a Friday. I went there. And Friday morning we went there. We traveled to Wolfish Bay because she was born in Wolfish Bay. We traveled to Wolfish Bay, and the social worker said, "There's the baby." Guys, when we came there, my baby was just laid there. She was just there, abandoned already because the mother kind of lay her off from birth. Because, listen, if you have adopted a child, this is what you must not do. Don't tell the child why they ended up in your hands in a negative way. No, you are just borrowed that moment to take care of that being. Why would you tell a child that, you must thank God, I've adopted you because your mother abandoned you. Your mother did not want you. You are wicked. Wicked. Change your mind. The reason, what I was told by the social worker, why my daughter came in a situation where she was, is that the mother went to the social worker before. She didn't want it. She said she preferred not to abort the child, but she would want to give birth to the child and give the child into the family that will appreciate that child. Is she not a blessing? She is a blessing. Mom, one day if we meet, you are a blessing. I always like to say that adoption is a process whereby a couple on the other side, they have fertility issues and they want to give a chance or to love or to adopt, and on the other side there's a woman who has given birth and did not know what to do with this child. Instead of throwing the child away, they bring the child to the hospital and somebody will adopt. So guys, this is how we went to the hospital and we found Titilayo was laying there and the baby was, this girl have got a look that she has up to now. This girl was a day old, but the way this baby will look at you, it's like an adult man. There was just something in her and we connected right there and then. So now the social worker now did something that was terrible. It's good, but to me it was terrible at that time, She said, no, I think let's give her a chance. Oh my God, Jesus. To give her a chance? After I've seen my baby? After I've bought everything? I've already lost the other baby? And now, guys, it was Friday. Friday was like long. It was Saturday. Oh my God, it felt like 2 years. It was Sunday. It felt like 6 years. And then my neighbors told me, no, you know what? Let's pray. If that baby is yours, the mother will not change her mind. Monday, around 2 o'clock. Pastor Launa, yes, miss. Come to my office. I went to her office and she called me and there she handed me my baby and milk. Guys, babies in hospitals that are kind of released by their parents, I don't use the word abandoned, released by their parents. Sometimes the nurses don't just take care of the babies well. So when the child came, the navel was not cleaned, the milk was old, and things were not just fine. So she gave me the baby. Oh my God. Oh my God. Miss Helen Matton, please, if you're watching this or you get to watch this one day, I bless the Lord for the day you were born. So then this girl, I was given the baby. So when I came in the house, I think my ex-husband went to work and I went to get the baby. And when I came in the room, I lifted the baby up, guys. You know the way I'm lifting up these glasses? I held the baby and I gave her to the Lord. And I said, God, I give you this child. May I not be the one to raise this child, but may I be an instrument. So, and her name was selected from the foundation, you know, before she was born. So, and we made a choice to name her after a woman of God, Prophetess Titilayo Goro. And yeah, and everybody around me was happy. I call her Big Sis. We are not related, but we are like really close. She's my sister in the Lord. She's Miss Maria Baimedi. Please shout out to you. I'm forever grateful for your life, ma'am. So she came and she was helping me to wash the baby. Everybody was having hands on this girl. She is just a blessing. You know, everybody just want to get involved. My ex-husband's younger brother gave her the name Rejoice. Oh my God, Titilayo was now in the house. Hey, Titilayo, Peneambekondesh Panda, Rejoice. Hey, the girl is now in the house and the situation have now changed. My ex-husband, you know, is just into this baby and the devil got angry. And his family started to like brainwash him. Yeah, she doesn't want to have a child. Now she's making you to look after a stranger, for that matter, a son. And guys, but he was always there making sure this, you know, we can have no food in the house, but he made sure that this baby had milk, had kimbies, and there was a lot of hands, you know, looking after Titilayo, my nephews, my cousins. And that time kimbies were not really an in thing. It was more of nappies. You know, when you have a line of nappies, 20-40 on the line, you are like, mwah. And people could, and some people were like, oh, no wonder we saw you when you were a little bit big, so we're just hiding the baby. And people believed it was my baby. So, and my neighbors helped me. So I remember there was a time where she would be having allergies, because apparently when the mother started to like getting rid of her, these acids got into her, and up to now she has those challenges. She's not supposed to eat anything soya, so she's not eating cheese, fish, beans, and those kind of things. So then my neighbor lady, who also is an adopted somebody, you know, she was having a baby that time. She would take the milk and milk her. So Titilayo was actually raised the traditional way, and we'll go to the and I remember when she was probably in the 6, 7, 8 months there, I was attending a workshop, an HIV/AIDS counseling workshop, where I was supposed to obtain a certificate. And this lady looking after my child had the audacity not to change my child's nappy, and she got sores on her bums, guys. I left everything. I left the workshop and I said, okay, bye-bye. I will look after my own child. So, yeah, so basically that is how I love this child. I committed myself, but the girl feared pictures. I'll try to insert some of her pictures. You don't see Titilayo smiling when she was a baby, and for some reasons, for no reasons, for some reason I was just talking to Titilayo English, and up to now she's just speaking English. I don't know. And when she was 5 months old, she liked bubble gum. She would chew and not swallow, and up to now the girl liked bubble gum. And she has a very soft emotion, so I had to take good care of her. And Titilayo had a situation where if I am traveling, she will get sick, her temperature will rise. And up to now, we had a situation with a sister where she did not understand. Titilayo went to visit, and I think twice, right? And each time Titi would just go out of the mood. So I had to explain to the sister that this is something that you do not know about your sister. Titilayo, I think even the day when she have to get married, I don't know, God will have it his own way. Is that she just cannot stay away as much as she would want, her body, her mind, everything would just react. So that we are so bonded. And yeah, and I think and now you must understand, my adopted child and my biological child, they've got things in common. They are both born in July, the other one on the 19th of July and the other one on the 26th of July. And they both love dancing. They are bubbling. The difference is only that they are the age gap. And yeah, and they are girls. Have something in common, yeah. Only that Titilayo is she appears to be bubbling, but she's very, very, very a good listener, and she will not answer you if the time is not ready. And if she answer you, you'll be like, huh? Yeah. So yeah, I thank the Lord for this girl. And when she was when she was turning 2, that's the time when we divorced, where my ex-husband took her away, kidnapped her, and just to hurt me, and telling the lawyers that I'm not capable of looking after the child. I must not have access to the guy just turned into something I just did not know, into somebody I've not know, and I thought I was going to see. So so I've been just praying. I was praying. I was just saying, God, please, where my child is, let them not know peace. Let them not experience peace. That is my child. You gave me my child. And when my child came, a friend of mine called us, and people, a mother and a child's bond is very strong. I'm telling you, this child is not my biological child, is my adopted child, but she got to hear my voice a day after she was born, and we connected. So when they took the child, long story short, my friend, again, my ex-neighbor, called me and said the child is here. We went to the social worker. Social worker was like, Pastor Luna, we're actually getting married now. Why don't you do the wedding first and then come? I said, my dear, let the wedding go. I want my child. So this is how the Lord gave wisdom upon the social worker. And this, my ex, didn't know that I was actually in the place already, and they didn't know that as the child was coming to play the next door, she was actually coming to me. When the child came, the child was dirty, smelling pee. I had to wash my baby and go and sleep at my uncle's house. And the second time, his wife actually hated the child. His wife actually abused the child. His wife used to make a 3-year-and-a-half-old child to put hot water on the stove. And in the village, they sexually abused the child. And when they go to town, they will leave the baby outside. And Swakop is cold because they now brought her from Katima, because now they did whatever they did. They went to their charms. They were conceived. They were given babies so they could have children, which I'm happy for them. And it's only the way they treated the child. I don't know for what reason. He would have just allowed me to have the child. But men in general have got a way of just hating a person. We know when you divorce a person, let them go with their children and be a man enough and be ready to support. Why must you be taking the child to hate the woman? You are just a mother and you don't want to be in the category of murderers. So I finally got my child, and when my child came, and you must understand, in the process, I realized that as the child was growing, she had a different feature than me. And people will be asking, so him and his family, they were calling the child Bushman, sand person. Like, it's not a nice way of saying it. And when I called my child said, no, my name is Bushman. It was so sad. But now you must understand, when I came to the neighbors, I sneaked to the neighbors, I said, go and call Titilayo. When Titilayo came, she gave me a look. And I'm like, Mommy, it's me. She gave me a look. And I said, Mommy, it's me. The way she came and hugged, and she had those strong hugs. She hugged me, and yeah, so we connected. Guys, sometimes you ask yourself, what did I do? What did I do? to deserve this. After you have been so good to the person, after you have really tried to sacrifice, this person will just stand up, kidnap your child, and decide he's coming to take the child back to the government without informing you. So my child was going to go back without me knowing what happened to my child. And when I went to ask him, can he give me the divorce letter copy? He told me, no, the divorce is still in the process. I went to the lawyers just to realize like 4 or 5 months ago, he divorced and he remarried. And I'm like, Mr. Who, what did I do to you? I was there when you were nothing, even though our encounter was probably man-made. But by the way, I think it has to happen. Yeah, but what they did to my daughter wasn't good. I don't know why they had to kidnap my child. I don't know. So that's how they took my child. An innocent child, 2 years old. They took the child, went to abuse the child, and wanted to turn my baby into a maid. Guys, an adopted somebody is a human being. It doesn't mean that the fact that they are adopted, the fact that they are dumped in latrines, they are dumped in dustbin, wherever, it does not make them less human. They are human. They are human. Serving them is like serving God. This child is having a beautiful soul. She's different from others. And I thank God, lastly, I thank God for the support of my family. I have my auntie, the auntie I was named after my namesake. She will always ask, how is your daughter doing? How is school? And I have my other aunties again, they just, and my female siblings, but I have my brothers who just don't do nothing. You understand? People are very prejudiced. People are very inhuman sometimes. But you know what? My story was able to transform somebody. I have a friend of mine who is late now. She was told that she could not have a child. And she came to me and she asked me what to do. So this girl listened to my story and she have adopted. I have people, my family members, I have, yourself, who have adopted. I have people looking up to me. But you know what? Somebody have to pave the way. Somebody have to sacrifice. Somebody have to do something in order for somebody to look up to. Jesus had to lay down his life. Jesus had to go on the cross for us to look up to the cross and draw strength from there. And for us to be saved, comforted, delivered, and restored into our purpose. This child, now I have 2 children. When my eldest daughter went away from home because she was now big, she had to go and look, start a new life. God has given me this child. When I was very sick, guys, I was very sick. There were times I could not take my pills. This girl, Titilayo will make food. Sometimes I just pass out. She will make food and she will write a letter on top of the food. And she will say, Mommy, here is the food. Don't forget to take your pills. Up to now, I'm on a chronic medication. She will make sure that my pills are packed. She will make sure that my pills are packed. Oh my God. I remember there's a time that my eldest daughter wanted her to go and stay with her. This girl is so adamant. This girl would say, I will not leave my mother. I will not leave my mother alone. I remember when she was young and we were going through something at home, and she would say, Mom, one day when I'm big, I'll take Mom and stay with me. And this girl will be like, Mom, I'll get you an owner. And I kept asking myself, what do you mean? And as she was growing, she keeps saying, and up to now, she keeps saying, Mom, I'll get you somebody to work after you. And she will be saying, Mom, when you grow old, you stay with me. It's like, I remember the other day I was just going through something, and I was like, oh, my life is so difficult. She rebuked me and said, Mom, don't say that. Don't say that. You know, she is just a different human being. And why would a person call her a son? Why would a person call her bushman? And if she is like that, so what? Why would you, abuse this child? Make the child 3 years old to put hot water. Why would you want to take this child away from me? Guys, this is my story, my adoption story. I wish I could tell more, but time will not allow me. Thank you for watching. And I went through. There was a time somebody will call my child and said, hey, Nama, in our country, Namas people are Namibians, but I don't know why we are so racist. And I'll rebuke the woman. I said, listen here, you can see my child, you can see the difference, but it does not give you the right to talk to my child. If you want any information about my child, you come to me. And there was times at school, teachers will force her to write a language of people that you look alike. And I tell them, this child is my child, this child is a boy. Don't force my child to write Kwekwe. And I just made a deliberate, decision to just, and I also taught her, I said, listen, whenever anybody called you whatsoever, you tell them, so what? And I remember when I was in conclusion, I remember 2001, I was in the hospital and I was declared supposed to have to die, like, I was in oxygen and so on. And I said, guys, she was just 3 months old. I said, guys, bring my child. And one nurse said, if this is what is going to keep her alive, bring the baby. But there was this other nurse who was very nasty, and she said, you knew you were going to die. Why are you adopting? And I told God, I said, God, my biological child have got a family to go to. This one have nobody. Can you just keep me alive? And that is why at 19, when she turned 19, guys, I was just all over. My emotions were all over the place, but I had to suppress them because she will cry, and I didn't want my husband also to see. Guys, this girl mean a lot to me. I like to say that God has blessed me with 2 daughters that are unique, different, and a blessing. And I thank the Lord. But what would I have done without my nieces and nephews? I have biological 1 child. I've adopted now. My kids are 2, but guys, I have many. I don't see myself just having many. I have my sister's children, and I am just blessed beyond measure. So this was my story, and I'm still waiting. I'm still trusting the Lord for a child. But in the meanwhile, I am grateful for my biological daughter, my adopted child, and my nieces and nephews, and my grandchildren. I am grateful, but I'm still waiting on the Lord. If He give me, praise God. If not, I will continue to adopt. The Lord bless you, and thank you for watching. God bless you.